What up, party people? Matt Lehman, the owner of SpatulaCityRecords.com. So I have a product. This was sent to me all the way from Spain. The creator of it asked me to test his product because he knows I test products. I said, "Why do you want me to test your product?" I said, I was honest with him. I said, "Look, most people think I'm a dick, so and I can be. I'm generally a pretty nice guy, but I can also come off pretty quick. I shoot from the hip a lot." I said, "So your product better really work." And he's like, "It does." And I was like, "All right, well, that's a score for you if you're willing to send it to someone who may rip your product apart." It's called Magic Touch. It's from Spain. He sent me a sheet. It can be used on just your regular cleaning. It can be used on a vacuum cleaner. It can also be used on an ultrasonic. Now, my problem with using it as an ultrasonic is, in my mind, having tested a lot of different ultrasonic products, cleaners and solutions and soaps or whatever you want to call them, surfactants, the ultrasonic cleaner does 95% of the work. The soap is just literally, or just helps clean it. It's a surfactant. It cuts through the surface tension on the record. And so they work. I think they all work to some degree, so I don't really expect it not to work. I think it'll be probably a great product, but I don't expect to be wowed by it. If he can actually pull off, or if this product can actually pull off fingerprints from a record, then to me that's a win, because I've yet to find ultrasonic cleaners say that they'll take fingerprints off a record, but I don't find that to be true in any sense. I've never found a cleaner or an ultrasonic. Now, the only flip side of that is I only wash my records for 5 minutes because some people say 10, but I think a lot of times with vinyl there are imperfections in it, and you run the risk of like bubbles in the vinyl, especially if you deal with non-virgin vinyl or vinyl that's been used repressed or remelted down. You get a lot of imperfections and impurities in there, and you run the risk of 10 minutes with the ultrasonic of popping those bubbles or causing damage. So I run a 5-minute cycle. They still come perfectly clean. So maybe with 10 minutes you can get fingerprints off. I don't really know for sure, but the properties and this is one of the sheets that he sent with Magic Touch. The properties of our product are remarkable. Not only does it clean the record by removing dirt and static, but it also restores its original sound properties, even allowing you to discover nuances of the recordings that you previously did not perceive. It should be noted that no matter what cleaning method you use, manual, vacuum cleaner, or ultrasonic cleaner, the results are amazing, even if you keep the disc in its case and play it the day after listening. Again, as far as ultrasonic cleaners go, I think that that's true with any ultrasonic cleaner. It will remove dirt, and it certainly removes static. Any wet wash will remove static. But restoring, I asked him about restores the original sound properties. I said, there are a lot of campaigns on Instagram and Facebook where they tell you that they can restore records that are scratched just by using their glue products or whatever their stupid cleaners are, and those don't work. None of them work. Don't ever buy them. I've tested a lot of them, and I didn't do videos on them because they're just so stupid. The only way to fix a scratch is with a needle and a magnifying glass, or a toothpick and a magnifying glass. And I asked him, and he's like, "No, I wasn't trying to say that it'll restore a record that way, but it'll pull out nuances," which is true. If you clean a record, you're going to hear a lot more than you would before. So I have some records. He sent me a little tiny sample. Looks like this is 2 doses for my ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm going to first of all run it through the paces just to see what kind of a product does, and I'm going to work it hard. So I'll show you what I'm working on. This is Chris McGregor's Brotherhood of Brothers, or Brotherhood of Breath. Unfortunately, it is trashed. There's the record. B-side looks fantastic, but A-side obviously has some water damage and has a lot of shit. This will all come off. I mean, should come off pretty easily with no matter what I use. So that's a good start. This is obviously I wouldn't recommend putting, if you have an ultrasonic cleaner, I wouldn't recommend putting a record in an ultrasonic cleaner like this, because you're just going to trash your bath. It's not going to do anything to the record. It's a little warpy. It's going to trash your water, so fortunately I have enough here to do 2 baths, but I'm only really going to do probably 1 bath, and then I'll try to do a VPI on it as well. The next record I have, again, I don't know if I don't expect it to do much with these because I just don't think it can. This is a Led Zeppelin 2 hot mix. There's actually some pretty gnarly playware on the end of track 1. There's also a skip on it, which I could not fix today. I'll find it tomorrow. I will find it. But there's some pretty heavy playware, and you can hear it quite a bit. We'll see if it actually restores it. This has already been cleaned several times on my ultrasonic, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm also going to spread these out a little bit further on the ultrasonic machine so they get better cavitation. Along those same veins, if you watch my earlier videos, I have this Billie Holiday that has a lot of misting on it. And I have tried to clean this with everything possible. Someone had said on one of my YouTubes that worked for him is if you just run it through the ultrasonic and clean it like 20 times. I could not get that to work. I had this on my machine, one of my machines, for, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days a week, and just every time I washed records it went down in it, and I washed it probably 50 times and it still misted. So that, for me that trick didn't work, but thanks for the tip on it. I'm not trying to shut down this product right off the bat, but what the hell, we're here, why not test it and see what happens. I've got 2 more. I don't know what's going on with this Queen record. I can't tell if it's paint. If it's paint, then I don't think it'll take it off. It might be drywall spackle or putty, in which case it may come off. I think it's paint. We'll see, but there's a spot right there. And last but not least, let me grab a record real fast. I'll take it. This is a Frank Sinatra record, and I'm going to put some really good fingerprints on it. Before I put this in, I'm going to grab some Cheetos or chips and put some greasy fingerprints on this. But I'll catch you back here in a minute. Go grab a beer and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to try a before. I can't do that left-handed. A before for Pink Floyd. This is actually a pretty clean copy, so I want to see what this cleaner does. So let's listen to it together. Little poppy. Okay, that's pretty fair. It's a little staticky. It's got some little poppy, little whatcha gotcha, and we'll see what it does when it cleans it. All right, let's see how it did. Okay, so this is the record. Oh no, this is the Zeppelin, so I'll have to wait on that. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so this is the Billie Holiday with misting. No change. There's clearly. They're not quite dry yet, but close enough. You probably can't see that on there. It's really hard to show misting on a camera. No good on that one. Which again, I didn't expect it to do much on that. It wasn't. I have yet to find anything that can fix it, so I wasn't expecting that. This is the Queen with the paint on it. Yeah, it's definitely paint. It's still there. It loosened it up a little bit, but I think that's probably the ultrasonic cleaner. Again, wasn't expecting it to do that. That's going to be a coaster. Anybody looking for a Queen the Game coaster? Well, I'll be up pretty soon. Okay, we'll get to that one in a minute. This is the expensive album, the Charlie McGregor. That's a little disappointing. There's a lot of shit still stuck on here. Most of it's in the dead wax. I mean, it did clear up. Meh. It did clear up quite a bit of it around the outside because it was trashed. And I'll have to do some Windex on that anyway. I don't know. I mean, there's still stuff that should have come off on this. I'm going to run it through my ultrasonic with my regular cleaner, which probably isn't a fair test to see what it does, since the argument would be that the Magic Touch loosened it all up, which is true. So I want to see. I've got other tests, so we'll see how it goes. That's kind of a miss. So this one, this is the one that I pulled and I put fingerprints on. You can still see the fingerprints. They've come out a little bit. Like I literally stuck my hand in a bag of potato chips and then rubbed them on here. And they're actually, I mean, surprisingly, they wiped right off. So they did a pretty good job on the fingerprints. The fingerprints are still visible. Again, wasn't really expecting it. Wasn't really expecting a whole lot out of that. This is the LZ2, which had a whole lot of play burn on it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is the LZ2 hot mix. The Whole Lot of Love had just a crap ton of play burn at the end of it. So I don't have a before on this. I just know what it sounds like because I've been working on this all day. So that's why I decided to test it with this cleaner. But here we go. Let's see what it sounds like. You'll have to take my word for it. I haven't listened to it, so I don't know.
If I say to you tomorrow,
I cleaned up quite a bit. Okay, so with that LZ2, there was a lot of play burn on that. Now, if you don't know what play burn is, it just means it's a record's been played to hell. Usually DJs see it, or play burn, or DJ burn, whatever you want to call it. And you get a lot of noise because the grooves are just tore to shit from being played so much. So I'm guessing that it wasn't play burn, but at the same time, that record was clean before I started working on it. And when I played it the first time through, it had and I know I just pulled it off the ultrasonic and put it on there, and it had a lot of noise at the end, a whole lot of love, to the point where I was like, Jesus, this is going to be about a G record. And that cleaned it up quite a bit. So whether or not it was play burn or not, I'll test it again and see. But I know for I can say without a doubt that that product, Magic Touch, certainly works in an ultrasonic. It certainly does a very good job of cleaning. I'm waiting for the Floyd to dry, and then we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I think it's probably going to be a good product. I mean, he definitely stands behind it, and he's pretty solid with it. I think what it comes down to with most of these products is its price point. The other thing with this, I didn't mention it, there is no alcohol. That was the first question I asked him. Is there any alcohol based, or is there any rubbing alcohol or any sort of alcohol in this? Because there's contentions as to whether alcohol damages or hurts or helps or whatever, so I just would rather stay away from it. My contention is that alcohol probably is not good for records. I know people are going to be like, well, there's no problem, blah, blah, blah. Look, everybody's going to have their own take on it. Even the people that make records have different takes on it, so I'm not going to go down that road with you at this particular time. But the good news is there is no alcohol in it, so I'm happy with that. And so far, like I said, it's a good product. I have the price points for you, so when we get to the end of this video, then you'll know where the price is on it, so please hold. Okay, so here is the replay of Money, Pink Floyd. This is before and after, or this is the after for the before. The before was never cleaned, had never seen an ultrasonic cleaner, so this is kind of the test to see does it actually clean anything, which I said I'm sure it probably does. Definitely took static off. That's impressive. It does a really good job. Fuck, that's clean. Okay, so my final verdict on Magic Touch is it's a good product. It does a really good job. Again, I kind of think that the cleaner is doing most of the work, but I feel that way. I've tested a lot of different products. The one that I generally use is the stuff that comes with iSonic, that you get from iSonic. You can also get it on Amazon and stuff like that. Only reason I use that one is because it's made by iSonic, and iSonic has been around for, I think, like 60 years. They have been making ultrasonic cleaners long before they vamped one for records and before they tested record products. So I kind of trust their products. I'd made my own, and it's kind of a hassle, and for what they're charging, I was fine with it. So I get these from them. I think it's $35 for 2 of them. That's 8 ounces a piece, so they're $17.50 per bottle. It sounds a little pricey, but these things last me forever. I use a cap full per cleaning. So, and the Magic Touch is a 4-ounce bottle for $20 shipped US. So if you were in Spain, or if I don't know what shipping is in the UK or anywhere overseas, I would probably use this exclusively, but it's not price conducive for me in the US for what it is. There's a couple things I did notice with it. When you pull them off, when you pull the records off the ultrasonic cleaner, they bead up, which is weird because every other cleaner I've done kind of cascades down the record, and it's weird to me because normally you also see, like, if I forget to put soap or cleaner in my ultrasonic cleaner, they will also bead up, which means that the surfactant isn't doing its job, isn't breaking the surface. Now I don't think that's the case with this. I'm just wondering if maybe there's, because it's such a small bottle, if I just didn't put enough in to do it. It's, like I said, still did a great job of cleaning. The only other thing I noticed was same thing is, like, if you shake this up, you get a ton of bubbles up here because there's a lot of soap in it. When you shake, I don't have any left, but I did try this. When you shake this up, you don't get nearly as much bubble, so there's not as much soap in it. I don't know what it's made of. It kind of has a grape smell to it. Yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't taste like much of anything either. Yes, I did taste it, and then I spit it out because I wanted to see if I could taste anything in it. It tastes more like water than soap, so there's not a lot of ingredients in here. Whatever it is, it's very well manufactured. So I think it's a good product. If I live overseas, I would definitely take a stab at it and use it. But for 4 ounces for $20, again, you know, most of my videos are always about what's the cheapest and best way to clean stuff. I tested this with the VPI as well, and it did a great job. So it is a good product. It does exactly what it says. Everything cleaned up great, and I would definitely use it if I was in Spain. I think the best, he gave me a better price for 10 bottles, but it's, again, for 4 ounces versus 8 ounces. I think that's probably where all of these products are going to break down, is you're going to find that they all work to some degree of some whatever ultrasonic cleaner or whatever VPI cleaner you use. I think they're all going to work to some degree. The only ones that don't work are the ones that give you false claims of saying they're going to fix scratches. Anything that has the glue trick where you wipe something on and let it dry and then peel it off, those things don't work, or they're garbage. I've tried quite a few of them. So, but I think what it really boils down to is price point and whatever works best for you. And at price point, you know, you can find a lot of things. But again, I think it's a good product. I would use it for sure if I was in Spain or overseas. So, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out as you travel down the path of cleaning records. Later.